Federal leaders of the NDP and Green Party attended a rally outside a Toronto long-term care facility this afternoon. Along with advocates, they condemned the provincial and federal response and demanded that immediate and permanent changes be made. Dale Manucdoc has the story.
Speak up! Speak up on behalf of these people.
Green Party leader Anna May Paul joined demonstrators outside St. George Care Community. For her, it's personal.
This is where my father died. He died in this home during this pandemic.
Her father didn't die from COVID-19, but Paul says the staff shortage at long-term care homes that predates the pandemic contributed to his death and is part of what advocates call senicide.
Senicide is the abandonment of older people to death, and that is what we have done. We have abandoned them to avoidable deaths.
Demonstrators were emotional as the virus continues to ravage facilities like St. George, where 140 residents have tested positive, as well as 82 staff.
It's horrifying what these people are going through. It's devastating, is what it is. So I'm horrified to be living in this province right now.
Many were upset Ontario didn't do enough between the first and second waves to protect the vulnerable.
Doug Ford was campaigning around the province and posting cheesecake recipes.
Today, we're going to make the famous...
That's really the time where he could have made a significant impact.
Maureen McDermott has been organizing rallies all over southern Ontario.
I ask you, everybody watching, what would you do if it was your mom?
We are not abandoning you like Marilee Fullerton has.
She says Minister of Long-Term Care Marilee Fullerton has been absent throughout the pandemic.
And we actually wish she would go on vacation because that seems to be the only way somebody gets fired in this province.
Leaders are calling for a permanent end to care for profit, but immediately they want increased rapid testing and increased immunization.
These are things that could be done tomorrow if there was a political will.
Federal NDP leader Jagmeet Singh spoke one-on-one with advocates and condemned the slow rollout of the vaccines.
Having vaccines alone is not the solution. Vaccination is the solution. So if the vaccines are sitting there and no one's getting vaccinated, we're not actually saving lives.
Ontario has administered over 113,000 doses to date, but Singh says that in addition to that, the province should adopt solutions for long-term care staff shortages like Quebec and British Columbia, where they hired thousands of workers.
A complete abject failure of leadership in Ontario by Premier Doug Ford. It is very clear. The conditions were horrible in Quebec, and we saw some action.
Now, St. George Care Community is currently under a voluntary management contract with the University Health Network in Toronto. The Minister of Long-Term Care's press secretary tells me she's confident that they can manage and stabilize the outbreak. As of 2:30 today, 165 cases have been resolved at the home. And as for the demonstrators, Maureen McDermott, the organizer, says they'll be rallying in Hamilton and Niagara next.